No,
So
गानों में ना, लेकिन there is
hmm.
this thing where I find this where Noman has been an artist for a long time, and he had this thing कि मैं सिंधी में गाने करता हूँ, and people would ask me and blah blah क्यों करते हो ये वो वगैरह. And I believed, and Coke reached out to me. Zulfi is doing this thing. Zulfi also did this जब Nescafe Basement was happening early days में. They just show up at like universities and be like, हाँ जी आप audition करें, and हुआ तो आप show में आ जाएंगे. Star Shah, same story, right? Where Star Shah ka to, the whole song he did in like 2018, or they have a video in the BTS. It's very heavily reworked for the Coke Studio version. But उसका भी यही था कि मैं आता था और मैं गाता था, मुझे शौक था, blah blah, and he just put videos out on the internet, and somehow it got to Zulfi, and Zulfi remembered, yeah, this is the thing. Maybe this is a theme that they're going for, where पिछले season में they were all new artists, but they weren't like कभी किसी ने सुना नहीं है मुझे, and I'm like a borderline unknown, struggling kind of musician. They were like Hassan Rahim Tha, and Talal Qureshi and not Manu, Atif Aslam and Abdullah Siddiqui and all these people. But these guys, like I've never heard of Naman before, I've never heard of Starshaw before. Me being the average Pakistani consumer, से भी एक level पीछे.
I think not many people have.
Yeah, so maybe that's an angle that they're consciously going for, to find unknowns, quote unquote, and just put them on the main stage. So the artists that perhaps we were talking about last season, they were not as unknown, despite being new. I think they were like for the past 2-3 सालों के उस generation के, but they weren't like nobody heard of them before. उनका ख्वाब था struggling artist type. Many of them were quite established. Justin Bieber is obviously very different. Kefi, much less famous than what happened after. Eva also. Eva was famous, but she wasn't like a household name the way she became after. But then there was Kurakaram, there was Youngsters, Faisal Kawadia. Newcomer Faisal Kawadia. But isme na, I felt, maybe that's just because do gaane ek jaise aa gaye. I felt that maybe one of the things that they're trying to do is find new people, and अब ये करते हैं कि let's find new people and see where they can go. So yeah, how do you feel about
an interesting thought experiment is, would Aleem end up on Coke Studio? And I think the answer is no.
We've
But
talked
if you
about
look
this.
वही ना, क्या बोलजानी आएगा, क्या Aleem आएगा, think about all the big people that have not yet shown up that we know of. And so now think of sort of Coke Studio's reach beyond sort of the normal Pakistani indie listenership. तो उससे आपको अब उसमें एक ये जैसे if you select someone that's sort of unknown, so I think you now need to look at the sort of Coke Studio production as a whole, not as this sort of organized process of artistic selection जिसमें like लोग अपने आप को मंजवाते हैं किसी तरह गाने वाने निकाल के, और फिर then suddenly there's a sort of selection process जिसके through आ जाते हैं. There's certainly an element of that where people get well known. There's Hassan Rahim, like not including Hassan Rahim in a version of Coke Studio would have become problematic at some point. Youngsters का ना होना एक मतलब almost problematic हद तक चली जाती बात. But जैसे बोल जानी का ना होना, JJ47 का ना होना, even though they have big listenerships, sort of tells you that there's also this other element, which is that the producer is trying to construct, like in this case Zulfi, but whoever the producer may be, like they have this sort of vision that they're trying to construct, and they bring the people in that sort of help them construct that vision, which again goes back to the original point of we need to look at sort of ways of showcasing the industry in multiple different platforms.